Hello friends, today we will launch our first machine in AWS. The virtual machine in AWS is called EC2. It is also known as instance. We can launch different kind of virtual machines in EC2, for example Linux, different flavor of Linux, and then we can have Windows. And those different flavors, or you can say different kind of operating systems, are pre-configured in a system called AMI. So AMI is a Amazon Machine Image where we have pre-configured operating system, and we just need to launch that machine or launch that AMI to run a virtual machine. For Linux, we can have only SSH key pairs by default enabled. By default, the password authentication is not enabled. So what is SSH key pair? We'll look into details now. Then we have storage volumes as a instance storage or EBS volume. So there are two kind of storage in the EC2 by default. We can have instance storage, which is not a permanent storage. For example, if we need to stop and start our machine, we should use EBS only. If we use instance storage and stop our machine, all the data in that machine will go on. If we need to have persistent data, we have to use EBS volume, where we stop and start the machine, and it will have our data saved there in the EBS volumes. Security groups is used as a firewall in EC2. We can use security groups and to define inbound and outbound rules, and we can define our whitelisting IPs with the ports in the security groups, which IP we need to give access or which IP we don't want to give access. We can allow or we can deny. Elastic IP addresses is used in AWS EC2 for a permanent IP address. By default, they have a public IP address, but which is not permanent. If we stop and start our machine, our IP address will gone. If we need to have a permanent elastic IP, or we need to have a permanent IP address in EC2, we have to use elastic IP address. Now let's go to the fire up a browser and see how we launch a machine. For that, we need to use open this website called aws.amazon.com. Let's sign into console. Click on that button. It will show you this window. Here we need to fill our account ID or alias, which we can define in IAM. Then we need to put username and password. It will take us to this default window, and here we can see our recently visited services. So I already described in one of the video that we have more than 80 services now in Amazon, and this is an example of some of the services. If we need to see all services, we need to click this button, all services, and we can see all the services provided by Amazon. And then we have a build a solution. We can directly launch a machine from here, but we'll go in the EC2 and go there and then launch the machine. Then we have learning steps, for example, DevOps and backup recovery. They have all the videos covered over here for these kind of topics. Then on the right hand side, we can see account, and then we can see the location, where the region where we are going to install this machine. I'm choosing Singapore as a location for installing for this demo only. But if we click on the Singapore, we can see all the regions they have. Let's go to EC2 and launch our machine. Okay, as you can see, 0 running machine, 0 dedicated hosted, everything is 0. Security group is 1 there, which we can use or we cannot use. For this demo, we will create a security group as well. So for launching the machine, we require some prerequisite, and let's write down what are the prerequisites we need. Okay, we need a security group first. Then we need a key pair to be used for this machine. Then we need to use elastic IP address if we are going to use that. Then we need a VPC. So by default now we have to have a VPC, which one VPC is default, and we will cover VPC in detail in one of the next videos. For now we will use only the default VPC, which is already provided by Amazon. That's it. We will create our first security group first. You can click from here, or you can click here also for the security groups. Let's go here, security group, and let's create a security group. We have to choose the VPC, which we are going to use the default VPC. Let's create a security group and call it demo SG. Security group for demo. As an inbound rule, I need to choose SSH because we are going to launch a Windows machine, and I can either choose my IP or I can have IP anywhere, which is 0.0. It means from anywhere else in the world I can log into this machine. In the outbound port, we can see all the IP and all traffic is already allowed by default. We can remove this rule, and we can add our own custom rules if we need. which is kind of recommendation from the Amazon also. In the production environment, we should restrict the access to outbound ports also. So right now we are going to use default settings, and let's create. Okay, so demo SG is ready. We can see here, and we can tag here also, where we can paste demo SG. Now let's go create key pairs. For the key pair, we need to write demo key pair. We can name anything we like. It will download automatically. You can see it will download automatically. So with the key pair, we can only download it once when we create it. After that, we cannot download it. Even Amazon don't keep the private keys with them. Then we need to, so let's see what else. We need to create Elastic IP also. Let's go to Elastic IP, allocate a new address, VPC, which we are going to use. So they have two environments, classic and VPC. Any account created before, I think 2012 can have classic, and any account which is created after 2012 can have only VPC. So we should concentrate only on VPC. Allocate. So it created a new Elastic IP, and this is the IP address. Now go to instance, and let's launch our first instance. So we talked about AMIs. So these are the AMIs. So Amazon Linux, they have their own flavor. Then we have SUSE, Red Hat, Ubuntu, Microsoft. If we click on Microsoft Windows Server, they are going to charge us for the license as well. So we need to take care which AMI we are using. Some of the AMIs are paid, some of the AMIs are free. For example, Linux AMIs are paid, but this is Red Hat Enterprise Linux. This is not a free AMI. Then we have different kind of AMIs here. We can go down the list, and we can see a lot of AMIs. Then we have some my AMIs. For example, I have some AMIs which I can save it for the future use. Then we have marketplace, and in this marketplace, a lot of AMIs are already there, which is a pre-installed, you can say, software kind of AMIs, and they will charge license based on their criteria. Some of there are like bring your own license, and some are license including in the they will bill you from the Amazon. So you can see here, right, starting from 0.60 hours from per year cost. If we save it, if we like purchase Barracuda, it will be billed like this. And some of the community AMIs, for example, I create some AMIs and I can share it with the people, and so that they can use it. So we can search here anything, and we can find the AMIs. For example, if I search for CentOS, I can see, okay, CentOS AMIs are there here. A lot of AMIs are here. Okay, for now, let's go back to Quick Start and click on Amazon Linux AMI, which we are going to use for this session. This is a T2 micro machine I'm going to use. So this is telling me, okay, this is a free tier eligible machine. It means for 1 year, if I choose any free tier AMI, they will not bill us anything for first 12 months only. And then we have like one virtual CPU and 1 GB of RAM here. EBS only. I talked about instance storage and EBS. I can see if I go here down here, M3 medium comes with a 1x4 SSD. It means it has instance storage as well. This can be useful where we need actually fast temporary storage on the instances. This can be useful for a lot of cases. For now, we are going to use T2 micro. So here comes the configuration. So we are going to use default VPC, as I already stated. Subnets, right now I'm going to leave it as a default. I'll cover up subnets and VPC and how we can configure detailed in some of the next video, but not in this video. For the auto assign public IP, I'm going to enable it because I need you to see a public IP is already by default assigned to this machine when we launch it. Then we can set it disable also. We can disable it, and then later on we can attach a elastic IP as well. But right now I'm going to have a public IP. Add storage. So this storage is the EBS volume. So if we have the instance storage, it will show here as an instance volume, not as a SSD. Right now this is SSD. These are kind of SSD. They provide us general purpose, provision, and magnetic. We can go in the details later on. We need to click next. Tag, if we need to have any tag on it. So tags are basically we can have multiple tags on a single. You can show any entity in the AWS, and tags are very helpful. We can cover it in the future. Security groups. We already created a security group, so we are going to select an existing security group. Demo SG we already created. Default is already there, but we are going to use demo SG. That's it. Now we are going to click launch, and it will automatically show you select a key pair. I can create a key pair here also, but I can have but I'm going to choose a key pair which I already created in front of you. I acknowledge that I have a key pair, and then I click on launch the machines. I can now click on this link to see the status of the machine. I'm going to pause this video and I'll come back once this machine is ready. So our machine is ready, and we can see it here. And if we click on description, we can see everything here over there. The public IP, it has already assigned a public IP, and this is a public IP. And we can see network interface, the AMI ID from where it is created, demo, as is the security group name. Let's talk about the naming it, right? We can either here click here and give it a name, demo machine. So this is kind of a tag. So what is a tag? We can tag any instance or any entity in the AWS, and we can create our own kind of tags also to identify the machine. For example, we need to have a dev environment or a QA environment. We can tag it like this, environment, and we can have dev. Save it, and when we search in with a command line and we give a key environment and give a value dev, it will search all the machines, all the entities listed with the value dev in the key named environment. So those kind of things we can do. So name is also a tag in AWS. This is very important to understand because tags are very, very helpful in the AWS. Now let's log into this machine. How do we log in? We already downloaded this demo key pair here, and so wait, firstly let's assign the elastic IP to it. So right now the public IP is 13 something right now. So this is a temporary IP. If we stop the machine and start the machine, this IP will change. So our endpoint will change, and we don't want to change our endpoint if it's a production machine. So we need to go to elastic IP, the IP that we already created, associate IP address, click on instance. Right now it will only show us the single running machine. If we have multiple running machines, it will show us multiple running machines. If we have machines in 100, we can just search with the name demo. It will give us a name, the machine name. Click the machine and click on associate. So this IP address is now associated with this instance, and this is a private IP address which is already given by them. So now if we come here, we can see the public IP address. It is changed from 13 something to 15 something. So now the endpoint is permanent. Even if we stop this machine for one year and come back, this IP address will be there retained. We should not terminate the machine. We need to have this IP addresses and everything intact. We should only stop and start the machine. IP address will be there. So that is the difference between public IP and elastic IP. Let's come back here, and we, according to my browser setting, it should go to downloads, and let's see demo key pair. Okay, it is there. And if we see the full permissions, we can see 544. By default, the SSH will only accept 400 or 600 permissions. It will not accept anything like to execute this PEM file or this thing. If I try this right now with this setting, it will throw us an error. EC2-user. So EC2 user is the default user for Linux AMI. For Ubuntu, if we use Ubuntu is the default user. So a default user can be different from a different AMI. I need to press yes. See, it is throwing me error. Permission 644 for this key pair are too open. So we need to change the permission to 400 for this key. Done. Now I'm into this machine. Now I can go here and I can do any operations. Thanks for watching. This video was a little longer because we installed our first EC2 machine here. In the next video, we will configure WordPress in the same machine that we installed in this video. Thank you.